what do you do when you go camping at a dispersed campground or camping trip? All right, if you're not familiar with what dispersed camping is, that means you're going camping in something like Bureau of Land Management or BLM land, national forest, national grasslands camping, where you don't have a traditional campground or campsite there. And so the person who asked this question was, because they're used to going to a prepared campground, like at a state park or national park, and then like setting up their tents and then going for a hike, and they would just leave everything there at their campsite. And they were wondering, how do you approach that with a dispersed camping ground? All right. Well, the first thing to do is it doesn't really change much. In fact, it's going to be exactly like you would do at a traditional campground. You will find a spot where you're going to go camp. Where that spot is has more flexibility. There are actually certain areas inside these BLM and national forests where that people have been there enough, it's kind of become a de facto prepared campsite. So it may have a thing like a fire ring, an area cleared out for you to pitch your tent. So you would set up camp. And now the thing is, again, when we're going out here and dispersed camping, there's probably not a lot of amenities. It is going to be some flat area. You're going to pitch your tent. You're going to have to figure out where you're going to put the restroom. Of course, follow, leave no trace. You're going to have to do things like, probably bring in your own water, or at least find a place where you can get water, and then make sure you make it safe to drink. That's a whole different video. All right, so anyway, you've set up your campground, your campsite. You're now ready to go have fun. It's really no different than going at a state park. It's just that maybe you have to, figure out where you're going to go and do a better job of making sure you know how to get back to your campground. So you're always going to want to make sure you have a map and compass, GPS, all the good stuff to make sure that you don't get lost when you go on a hike, at your dispersed campsite. But in terms of if you're worrying about somebody's going to steal your stuff, it's even less likely at a dispersed campground than it is at a state park or national park, because you're literally in the middle of nowhere. There's probably not many people around you, if anybody around you. But then again, of course, as with any camping trip, if make sure if you leave your campsite that if you have any valuables that you don't want to risk being stolen, that you either take them with you, lock them, in your vehicle, or frankly, just don't bring them with you. Because, other than that, even if somebody's around you, the odds of them stealing your tent is very, very unlikely. Tents are hard to steal, transport, and then resell on the black market. So anyway, what other tips do you have for people who like to go out and do dispersed camping? Or what's your favorite area to go dispersed camping? I don't want to know your campsite and keep that secret, but where do you like to go?